lose my ability, and I'm already feeling intimidation right now from putting that out there, from getting my full consciousness back. I feel the difference every time I get on social media, and it's just, I can't even, this bitch is getting to the point where I've had my fucking high self damn near all the way out removed, my connection to my Godself. I'm being made to forget certain things by Maria Tavarez as I talk from yesterday. There's power in just putting stuff out there, so that's why I'm just like, but it got crucial. I'm not going to fucking delay. That's something allowed me to remember. I got to get this evil shit the fuck out. This shit got to fucking go. It's got something to do with, anyways, the other night, where I had them people who are my the higher selves in that August 22nd, 2022 timeline, I lost a major crucial component of my consciousness. Yesterday, used 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see this is just fucking ridiculous. Now I'm being made to forget something crucial, but I just remembered it. And I feel like there's somebody else's shit that's allowing me to remember that shouldn't be there. Yesterday when it got really crucial, that's why it's hard for me to do videos and all of that, where my face looked all bloated and everything else, where it got to the point oh God, it got really crucial to the point I had to ask my brother. I had to ask my brother for money for public storage and all that. I gotta still pay the ass about, I think, 300 something. I'm seeing them people in them timelines enjoy like 300 million. It's a lot that I had to emote to my friend last night, but it got really, really crucial yesterday, to the point where I literally couldn't tell if I was contacting my Godhead or my higher self or Maria Paraffin or Tavarez's. I got, like somebody else said, I got the power within me. I had the artist Goisha helping me out. I don't know what became of them on that timeline because I lost the crucial component of my consciousness that allows your consciousness to exist, which is mad scary. I could feel the fucking difference, like your consciousness, like I did the other night with Maria Tavarez. I just want this shit to end, this torment to end. And it seemed like unless I put the, motherfucker's picture out there who gave me the reading or something, ain't nothing's gonna be done. But with that being said, this bitch done taken control of my consciousness, and my spirit team, aside from the Ars Goisha are really, really fucking cool. They went out of their way, very, very smart, to go in, and they tried to do what they had to do. Because with this Tavarez bitch, you got to kill that motherfucker. There's no way around it. You got to take that motherfucker's highest self out. There may be a way to petition to get her highest self removed, but I don't want no trickery to it, so I even feel scared to say that. Use 694, 695 hertz to see, because she'll do trickery in your consciousness to block you from doing that. From what I understand, she runs that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline, along with them two people. I believe I had a dream about them. I'm being made to forget already. Last night I saw. I'm being made to. It was pretty crucial too. Seeing their lives and seeing. What they got going on in that timeline. From what I understand, they molest their kids. I don't know how true that shit is. I got a Ingrid Hybert and Echeverry, so I'm just gonna put the names out there. Quentin, You know, like I said, I'm just trying to get my shit back. And I feel like with all this shit in my consciousness that, you know, it's just, I can't. And every time I'm about to, like, if I want to play 17, 15 hertz or something, I can feel Maria Tavarez moving around in what's my soul consciousness, her, and another motherfucker by the name of Paul Arredondo that's associated with Wetzicoto. I'm going to tell you something right now. Those motherfuckers are evil spirits. They're not like the ancestral spirits like a Baron Samedi and all of that. In alot, I had that David Rain or whatever take him over in my consciousness. I'm going to have to do something about that. Alot, use 694, 695 hertz to see. But with that being said, I feel like it's a lot of invasiveness in my consciousness. Those motherfuckers are evil spirits. Wetzicoto, the Tote, all that shit. To do something about them, you know, my people have been trying to, you know, put me back together, you know, and connect me with my Canesian ancestors and all of that, to free motherfuckers from hell realms, 125 hertz, 1185 hertz, and 156 hertz spirit jars. That's how you free a motherfucker. With that being said, because I can't, you know, it got to the point, you know, I'm just going to say it right now and spit it out. I can't do this shit in confidence because that Maria Tavarez is going to completely take over. When I wanted, I can't even get, you know, when I wanted, them poor things, they try to go against their nature, but the way they have your consciousness ain't no joke. But they try to protect me as much as they can. Them roach spirits, when I wanted to get rid of them, you know, it's a long story, make a long story short, my Archangel Michael had to take over. And I wish them motherfuckers would have done what the fuck they were supposed to do from the beginning, because none of this shit would have spiraled to where it is, to where I feel like I'm near death. And I felt it too the other night, where I felt like, you know, I had that Paul Arredondo strip shit from my consciousness. He associated with this motherfucker here. Hernandez, you know, who, you know, he tried to put something on me one night, and I intercepted. I'm just going to say that I woke his ass, and I woke him bad for a reason. And he would put shit on people out there in South Central. From what I understand, he has an uncle. You know, I'm just going to put everything on blast because it's evil shit. You know, evil shit wants you to put things in confidence. But before I go into that, I tried to work with my Archangel Michael, but the problem is I'm trying to get him back. Hopefully none of this evil shit, none of these evil people, none of these evil motherfuckers that's within, that's acting as my fake, false, higher to higher selves, try to manipulate shit. Hopefully I just felt like an entity attachment in my consciousness move. Hopefully I'm able to get him back. And with that, you know, so I'm not under heavy curses. I had this shit, you know, from these motherfuckers here. With that being said, my Archangel Michael is damn near out. And I felt that Paul Arredondo used 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see him and Maria Tavarez are trying to fucking kill me off and shit and take all my motherfucking shit. Tried to, you know, he's damn near gone. Along with my higher self, which I believe my father's. I don't know what's going on. My consciousness is so afraid and fucked up, it's not even funny. With that being said, from what I understand, Maria Tavarez and Paul Arredondo would have taken full control, and them two wetbacks would have killed me. And from what I understand, Paul Arredondo is related to that Mikey Hernandez here. Uncle that molested him or something and called him nigger. You know, a lot of them wetbacks are racist because they created God Quetzalcoatl with shapeshift into a white man. Yeah, I feel my consciousness is drastically changing. And anyways, he would shapeshift into a white man, and that's why they worship white people to this day. And because Mikey was, you know, considered dark in his, you know, family and all of that, he was looked down upon or some shit like that. So anyways, with that being said, you know, from what I understand, because I'm black, them wetbacks and all of that went after me. And came after me with the quickness. And every time I'm about to use 17, 15 hertz to get shit back, Maria Tavarez, I could feel her moving around in my soul consciousness as well as in my consciousness, manipulating things, saying she's going to, you know, do this. And then next thing I know, she'll manipulate the entity attachments connecting me to my frequency within to block me from being able to get shit back. Yeah, I feel this woman here. Removing an entity attachment, her higher self, from what I understand. I wish I could find her name. You know, I saw that it was a, you know, bunch of them. This woman here. Self, Lorenzo, and I feel her moving in my soul consciousness as I speak. Her name is Estevez, going back to the May 1st, 2024 timeline, where I had a lot of my shit taken and keep having a lot of my shit taken. And from what I understand, these motherfuckers' intentions is to completely take me over as my highest self so that they can continue to take from me and I stay under their heavy curses and don't get anything back and have no spiritual help to be able to get anything back. And that's really motherfucking scary. I'm being made to forget certain crucial things that's very, very important. But, I got this thing saying I'm going to be getting woke for the rest of my life if I drop her here. You know, again, I'm trying to figure out why is this Maria Tavarez so elusive, and, you know, from what I understand, she connects, you know, even at a shelter I was staying at, they had a young Mexican girl that was trying to help me out. It was testimonial. Help me out as much as she could and try to protect me as much as she could. And it's getting, you know, debilitating and scary. You know, having my consciousness out here like this, and, you know, I don't want it to get taken over, and I just want to make sure I get all my shit back. So anyways, with that being said, yesterday I had a lot of help from the artist Goisha. You know, them people going back to that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline who are the highest selves. I got an Ingrid Halliburton or Hildebrand. And from what I saw, I had to cry when I saw the way these niggas were. I felt their lifestyle and everything. You know, it's in the timeline where I got soul swapped. Driving, you know, flying in fucking planes. Look, I'm going to say something right now, and I got bullied by these spirits for this when this shit first started. I'm not a materialistic person, nor do I want to be a materialistic. I feel like Maria Tavarez is fucking with me right now as I talk, and feels like she could do it with impunity. But, you know, it's fucked up that I had a lot of my opportunities blocked by Baron Samedi and his high self. His name I put out there before. I saw Marie Laveau. I don't know what the fuck she trying to do. I've had help from Beelzebub. You know, it seems like I do better with demons. You know, I was telling my friend over the phone that. I would like to be in a position where I could help people with that money. To me, that's just gross and excessive to have that much shit. Why do you need all of that shit? I gotta get reiki because my shit's too exposed and everything. And like I say, there's too many energy vampires. There's too much spiritual manipulation going on within. And I don't have much. I mean, like I say, my Archangel Michael, I got set up to just get energy harvested, soul swap, and that's it. And to be kept from being killed, do the bare minimum. And I saw that, and I'm pissed. You know, it's unfair. But because of Baron Samedi, I lived my life and I hated it. I lived a lot of my life as a sex worker, as a prostitute. And I couldn't stand it. I don't like doing that bullshit. And I was told by a tarot reader, going back to the August 22nd, 2022 timeline, Tina by Tarot, that I was going to get a lot of money. A lot of money was going to be coming to me. And I was going to be extremely wealthy. And I would be able to help my parents and take care of them. You know, instead I'd be asking for money. And it's just, I shouldn't be there. And, you know, I'm going to say this right now. Especially when you get cursed by them voodoo lords and shit. Curses are real. The worst is Elegua, whose real name is Elizondo Salazar. And I saw how he got put into a hell realm. I'm still unsure. You know, I saw a white slave master, or Yosafet. You hear a lot of old people talk about that name, and that's actually a name for the devil. And he controls hell realms or something. I don't know how true that shit is. And from what I understand, I think Elegua was an old black man. You know, from what I understand, at my incarnation, I saw an old black man nailed to a wall, which, from what Elegua told me, I saw a tall, blonde-haired white man speaking with me, would be my fate in this timeline. And that's why I'm just going to say, fuck it, I don't care how hard, just speak my truth, just put the shit out there. Don't hold back. Like my so-called spirit team has been telling me, you know, ain't trying to keep me trapped. I mean, I'll admit, to some degree, your boy started trying to help, but like I said, I would have ended up, my Archangel Michael, but I would have ended up under control, my consciousness, under Maria Tavarez. From what I understand, Paraffin is her father's name. You know, we tried to get him yesterday, and the minute, that's why I can't work like this. And road spirits, they try to work against their nature as best as they can, but it's hard. And it's getting down to the line. The minute I have a fucking thought, that shit, my entity attachments start to fucking move and fuck up something, even without my thinking, you know, usually caused by Maria Tavarez fucking with and controlling my consciousness. I'm dead serious when I say this. So with that being said, from what I understand, I can't have my shit like this. You know, I was told things would get fucked up if I wear this. Aloe vera, if you're facing a problem like this with roach spirits and all that. And, I mean, I got to get rid of this bitch's higher self because it's a matter of mortality. This actually keeps everything in. Aloe vera. That's very good for keeping everything in. You know, this bitch will start fucking with me when things get crucial, if I'm about to get help. And I'll be told, if you try to, you know, do this or do that, play frequency, usually 6,000 hertz, get rid of that wetback bitch, along with 6,002 hertz. They'll put an end to them. It'll put an end to it. You know, 1488 hertz for white folk, for Ingrid Hybrid and them. But 6,002 hertz works. I feel them motherfuckers right now moving in my soul consciousness, Paul Aaron down and preparing to do something they ain't got no business doing. But really, them motherfuckers that put this shit on me, 7,000 hertz. You know, I heard they were working with ant spirits and all that shit. I mean, shit, all in my subconscious and all that, Paul Arredondo, all this parasitic shit. I can't tell what the fuck is going on. If I'm actually, in fact, getting my shit back, my original shit. I'm trying to make sense of what the fuck is going on, and you know, because I have a good spirit team and all of that, to some degree, very diehard. I don't get overly taken over, but I be getting manipulated. You know, I don't know if it's Maria Tavarez that wanted me to not just play 6,002 hertz frequency. I felt I should, but I just, you know, this is why I'm doing this video. I feel like I can't, you know, take advice from that shit because it'll just go left and there's too much manipulation. It's just too much fucking manipulation. None of this shit, the inner aspects of your body, you shouldn't have to deal with that shit. Like I say, I don't know what the fuck is going on. If I can't even take direction because I don't know if it's coming from, like I got a little child spirit guide that's helping, or if I can, and that should be having your shit all over, all out the motherfucker. I feel my shit all in the astral fucking plane. It's pure fucking hell and misery and torture. Having to live with this shit every single fucking day. I wish I can go back to the days of talking about and deal with this shit, talking about what I used to talk about. It's getting dangerous. And I was told by a lot of spirits, if I don't get rid of this Paul Arredondo and this Maria Tavarez, with them people here, I'm gonna be fucked. And keep disconnecting me from my Ars Goetia, Beelzebub, Belial. There's another one, Lucifer, they're very good at putting you back when you're facing something like this. And like I said, I'm at the point where I don't know what spirits who's my ancestors. I had an Ifa priest that was one of my ancestors. Another problem I face is that if I try to get something back, I was shown a reincarnation machine that they use internally as well as in the astral plane to put you back together. These motherfuckers will quickly reincarnate your shit. They'll quickly inundate you with entity attachments to confuse you, throw you off, keep you from getting your shit back. You can't tell if it's your shit that you got back or theirs. You just don't fucking know. They'll do shit to confuse you because they in your head, in your consciousness, and to throw you off. And I saw that bitch fucking, from what I understand, Maria Tavarez is a bully. She only had a child spirit guide to help and nothing more. And I hate to say a lot of energy vampires. They got me down to where I'm at, not even the subtle fucking body, and that's scary, Many, many months ago, I had Baron Samedi tear me down to that, but I don't know if it was controlled by her, or, I know she took his soul consciousness. use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to C, 1715, 1714 hertz to get it back, along with my father's. And she's been, using that and manipulating that to fuck with me. And she also took somebody else's, she took my soul consciousness at one point, and that's how she was able to get in. 1714, 1715 hertz. Get that back many, many months ago. I nearly fucking died from that. That's how real her, all that shit's terrible, man. And I keep hearing, these motherfuckers got what they want, so they don't want to kill you off. And they, to have them feed off of you as a sacrifice and put their karma, like these motherfuckers here, to go to jail a lot out there in Malibu. I was supposed to be their fate. I think her name is Soriana or something. And through some people back in that old neighborhood, they put their fate on me. And stole a lot of my shit. And took a lot of my stuff. Like I say, if I had a strong spirit team that actually gave a fuck about me, I wouldn't be needing them rose spears necessarily. I had this entity here when my ancestors, including my father. Anytime you father your parents as an ancestor, that's a problem. Try to come through for me. And I drunk one night. Due to the urges that they place on you that are strong, I got torn down by this Paul Edwards, Alex Nacimiento entity. Down to my soul consciousness. Down to, it would be my soul consciousness. Ottoman entity, I think his name is. And that really fucked me up. And fucked up how bad things are. It's gotten to the point, to try to get healing, I started wearing my jewelry. I don't have anything to protect my inner spiritual body. It's torn apart, it's ravaged. Anyways, my spirit team, I had to, my archangel, I understand how fucked up the situation is. That man is operating down to nothing, barely. And I fear one of them evil motherfuckers. I keep hearing that they want to set me up to where they can just come in and take my that's a fucked up thing, I'd agree, to set somebody's life up to being unfortunate. And to just and take what you want. And, like I said, I saw that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline, and people are extravagantly rich, wealthy. I kept hearing when I went back to Malibu, these people here, I had timelines in the Pacific Palisades. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can see Malibu, but I don't go anywhere near that motherfucker. Thought it might have been a friend, but it turned out to be these people. Home up there and doing very, very well. And with that being said, I'm sorry. That shit fucking with my consciousness. Keep being fucked with by these evil ass fucking parasitic motherfuckers. Paul Air down doing all of that. Can't even listen to my spirits because they start to attack. And Maria Tavarez and all of that. With that being said, man, I've seen that timeline, and to be set up and have motherfuckers say you should just be thankful to be alive with all the shit that they put on you, and meanwhile they thriving, they ain't got to worry about shit. They're favored by all these entities, and I'm just being envied and thrown out like trash, like I don't fucking matter. Like I don't mean anything. Like what's happening, what's going on, it don't mean anything. That's the most evil ass, cruel. It's just the most evil, cruel ass fate you can imagine. I've seen them timelines. I saw my parents. Their soul consciousnesses are fucked up. Their highest selves are fucked up. That means something ain't right. They in hell. Use 3517 hertz. I keep having that Maria Tavarez. This is the most crucial. Keep separating me from my inner connection to my family. Removing entity attachments, connecting me and tying me to my family. Going back to that timeline. And that wetback bitch ain't got no fucking business being in my energy body like that. Thought about taking a sound bath in 6,000 hertz, but usually I'll feel it'll block something crucial for me getting something back. I find that when you get shit stolen in the spirit plane by wetbacks and shit, use 6,002 hertz to be able to get your shit back. There was one frequency she fixed, but there was another. You know, you can always find versions of that frequency that work. Use 6,000 hertz, 6,002 hertz to get your shit back. Always put the number 2 behind something, or put zeros in front of and behind numbers if you want to make it infinity. I learned this during this curse to get shit back because I just want to get my shit back accurately. And magic and what I call a spirit team ain't fucking working, you know. You know, it's like in the middle of the night the other night, Maria Tavarez took over my highest self. So I started playing 1715. I think, no. It was 1715, 1714 hertz. It was 6,000 hertz to get shit back because she had fucked up my ability to play 6,002. I should have played 6,002, another version. Next thing I know, I couldn't get that shit back. It fucked up a lot of things and I just didn't know. You know, my Archangel Michael, my spirit team was trying to advise me on shit, and I don't fucking know. But one thing I do know, I keep hearing that these motherfuckers, the Ingrid Hybrid, who's my highest self in that timeline, I got an Echeverry or a Giorgio's David and Barbarena. I never consented to that. They used this, I believe, to get in. Motherfuckers on the PCH who saw what I have. And like one guy's hired show was telling me last night, they took it. They just happened to take it, and they're extremely fabulously wealthy going back to the August 22nd, 2022 timeline. Every time I do videos like this, I get intimidated into not doing videos like this whenever I have my consciousness fucked with even more. But I was told by this dude's higher self, they're living extraordinarily wealthy, and I found something fuck with my consciousness as I spoke about that. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see. I felt fucked with really, really, really bad. Really, really, really bad. But I understand I had a lot of my consciousness torn out, last night. But I keep hearing that these motherfuckers who already got all my, this is just insult to fucking injury, literally. Who literally got all my shit, plan to set it up where they make themselves my higher to highest self, so I can't see what the fuck is going on. In the future, I'm going to go ahead and see somebody for Reiki or energy healing, if it gets to that degree. I'm going to go ahead and play 6,000 hertz, play 1488 hertz, 1488 2 hertz to get your shit back from crackers. And they got that online. To try to get my shit back. It just seems futile. Every time people's higher to higher selves try to come and help me, Maria Tavarez manipulates and fucks with it. Use 694 hertz, 695 hertz, see along with that Paul Aerodynamo. That's why I got to find a way to expose that so I no longer have these problems. But anyways, with that being said, that's why I don't this, I should have a lot of fucking money, and I was crying when I saw their timelines, and I'm like, I'm worth more and deserve more than just being kept alive to be a sacrifice for other motherfuckers. That's not right. I should have a lot of fucking money. I would live humbly. That's just me. I don't... And in one timeline where I got this shit off, I would have been doing very, very well. My parents would be in a much better position. It hurts to see where they're at. And like I was telling my friend last night, it hurts to suffer like this where it's something that's real. It's a reality that's real. It's something that's real. And I can see it and feel it and endure it. I can feel it in the timelines. And to automatically be deemed as schizophrenic, to talk about, it's a pain, it's a trauma that's hard to talk about. and you be considered schizophrenic for it. You know, I see and I feel this shit. And it's real. To know you were destined for great things. And to do great things for people. And to have that, you know, I was a studious student, intelligent student, and to just have that thrown away. It was first by Baron Samedi. I saw you put energy vampires in my timelines and shit, and then, you know, this shit puts you on a trajectory for these people. To lose, to be set up to be a fucking, I kept seeing this symbol. I saw this at the beginning of this curse, this L symbol. To be set up to be to have your life literally put, you know, I try to be a reporter. I would send emails to every fucking news station in the continental United States ready to move at a moment's notice. I even had a dream at UNO last night where I attended college. You know, from what I understand, I could have been on Maxim when I looked like this. Insanity, and I was thinking that at the time, and I could have for the Topless Day NAACP award. I shouldn't be with this, you know, homeless and fucking seemingly schizophrenic, but under a heavy debt curse that nobody can see, and being tormented by the reality of that timeline and the reality that I'm not even in it. I heard even the Illuminati felt sorry for me. And this entity here actually came to try to, you know, avert me from going down this timeline. That's how bad that is. Them motherfuckers don't feel sympathy. And it was a reptilian woman. With them people here.